What's up, guys? I decided to make this video as an addendum to the last video I made about why I was getting the Xbox One over the PlayStation 4. That's changed now. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Some helpful YouTubers told me that I was wrong, and I was, and I thanked them for telling me it, and that was kind of the whole reason for me making the video, so that I actually wasn't misled and misdirected by Microsoft into assuming things were different than the way they actually are. So thank you guys who commented on that video and helped me figure out what I was going to do. So I'm going to list the pros and cons of the Xbox One, the pros and cons of the PlayStation 4, and that's how it's going to go. I'm going to go in depth with some of the pros and cons, and yeah, that's it. So the pros that I found of the Xbox One are cloud sharing, which is that whole weird family list you can make on an Xbox One console with up to 10 people that you consider family. It doesn't have to be actual blood family. It could be, friends, people you live with, roommates, stuff like that. One person can stream any game, like one person at a time from your 10 friends can stream any game they want from your game library, and they could play it free of charge. And I think that's a really good idea, because if you and, I don't know, I'm going to give myself as an example. I have a brother, and if he decides to get an Xbox One, or if my parents decide to buy him one, an Xbox One, and I have an Xbox One already, instead of paying $120 to get one game for both of us to play, you pay $60, and one person gets the game, and the other person streams it off the other person's console, so that you don't have to pay $120 to pay. I'm getting tongue tied. You don't have to pay $120 to play one game between two people that live in the same house. It's $60, and it seems like a pretty good idea for me. And say you want to try out a game before you buy it yourself, it makes perfect sense. I'm kind of iffy on the whole cloud computing thing with the Xbox One. I guess that's kind of a benefit, but PlayStation's going to have their own live streaming thing and stuff like that. So the cloud's kind of a benefit for the Xbox One. Plus, I really don't think it could do that much considering people's internet connections and the speeds it requires. They seem pretty low, so I don't think it could really compute that much or transfer that much data to help you out and run shit in the background. It seems kind of like a smoke and mirrors kind of thing. But I guess the cloud can kind of be a benefit. Another benefit of the Xbox One is Xbox Live. It's kind of the tried and true, prime example of good online multiplayer gaming. Not really gaming, just connectivity and gaming, I suppose. Because PlayStation, you can connect with people, but it's pretty bad. I hope the PlayStation Plus is better for the PlayStation 4, but I'll get to that when I talk about that. Another benefit of the Xbox One is the controller. I find that the Xbox 360 controller is pretty dang perfect, and it fits my hands very well. I have very large hands, so I think that's a pretty good controller. And if the Xbox One controller is similar to that, I think I'll be happy with it. And the last benefit of the Xbox One is the not exclusive games, but the games that are on the Xbox One that will not be on the PS4, such as Minecraft and Titanfall. Eventually, the new Halo 5, which is just called Halo apparently, where Master Chief's looking in the sand for Cortana or some shit. I don't know. If you're into Halo still, I'm kind of iffy. I don't know. I might not get it. Halo 4 was kind of weird for me. I did follow the books and the story, which I liked, but I didn't like the multiplayer. Another game is Sunset Overdrive, which looks pretty fucking sweet. Dead Rising 3, which is kind of more serious now, but it's still, I guess, it was a little comical, because in the trailer, they sawed a guy in fucking half. And yeah, that's really it. Just the whole cloud gaming thing is, I'd say that's one of the stronger points. But the downfalls of the Xbox One are the TV functionality, which I was fucking confused about because they don't clarify shit. Microsoft does a horrible job of clarifying crap. So for the TV functionality, you actually need to plug in a cable box to your Xbox One. You don't stream it like you do on a 360 with Verizon Fios. I stream Verizon Fios to my television. It's a built-in app. That's how I thought the television would be on the Xbox One. I was wrong. You need to plug in a goddamn cable box. So it's a waste of fucking money. You have to pay $500 and then $60 a year for Xbox Live, and then you have to pay $120 a year for me. That's what I would have to pay in addition for an HD cable box. And that seems like a waste of money, and I really don't think that's a good thing. And they kind of touted the television service, and it doesn't really seem to fit like gamers. I mean, if your Xbox could stream television, that'd be sweet. But the fact that you have to plug it into a cable box, and if you have like a gaming room, my room doesn't have a cable box, so I'm not going to be using that functionality. I'll just have to walk a couple rooms away. So I'm not going to really be paying that extra money. So I really feel that's a downfall. The other downfall, besides the price and the television, is the Kinect. Fucking shit. That's the reason the Xbox is $100 apparently. I don't really see that. It really shouldn't be that much. the Kinect kind of sucks. I can understand why people are weary of it if you have a console that's made by a company that's been affiliated with sending fucking user data to the NSA and reading your emails and shit. It doesn't really seem too comforting to have a device made by that company which can read your heart rate, hear every word you say, tell your facial expressions, and just fucking track you in the dark and shit. It just gets fucking creepy. If I get the Kinect, I'm literally duct taping and fucking cotton balling the shit out of that so it can't hear or see me. Another thing with the Xbox One is the DRM. They haven't really been too clear on it, and I don't want to say much because if I get it wrong, I'll feel like I'm misleading people, and I really don't want to try and mislead anyone. The DRM on the Xbox One is confusing. You could share some games, you can't. You can give games to people and by person, but you have to be friends with them for Xbox Live for 30 days or something like that, which makes no sense. And seeing as you can't trade games unless someone's been your friend for on Xbox Live for 30 days or more, there's no selling online. Not like, buying games used from like GameStop. I mean, like, you can't sell games on eBay, Craigslist, I don't know, Etsy. I don't know if that sells games, but you can't sell games online anymore because if the person's not friends with you for 30 days, they can't get the game, which makes no fucking sense. That's killing the Xbox One right now, the fact you can't get rid of games online. Now, the benefits for the PlayStation 4. The price tag of $400, which is pretty fucking sweet. It's $100 more than an Xbox is right now, an Xbox 360, which is, I think, pretty good. There's no digital rights management. You could trade games. You can do whatever the fuck you want with them, but there's no streaming of games like the Xbox One has where you can have one person buy a game and have your friends stream it off your console yet. There is Gaikai, which is PlayStation's version of like game cloud streaming. It's not available at launch, though, but Gaikai seems pretty sweet. You could play PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games, maybe even 4 eventually. I don't know. I haven't really read too much about it, and they don't let too much information about it out. But it's a cloud streaming service, and you pay like a monthly fee probably, and you get an instant game collection, which is pretty sweet. And I think that's a really good thing that they're doing. PlayStation Plus gets free games as well. It starts out with Drive Club as the first game, and then it's probably going to be more indie developer games. But you get free games by paying the $60 a year or $50 a year for PlayStation Plus for the multiplayer service of the PlayStation 4. Vita streaming, which I think is pretty cool. I don't have a Vita myself. I don't think I'll get one. But if you have a Vita, you can stream anything that would be on the PlayStation 4 screen to your Vita, so you could play on a handheld console, kind of like the Wii U, whilst someone else uses the television, which is pretty cool thing. I think another thing I like about the PlayStation 4 is that you don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus in order to use applications like Netflix or Hulu. On the Xbox, you do need to pay for Xbox Live before you can use Netflix and Hulu. So I do see that as a downfall for the Xbox One and a benefit to the PlayStation 4. Another thing is the games, I guess. Infamous Second Son, Drive Club, The Order of 1866, which is that weird vampire hunter-y game. Knack, which is that guy that's made of fucking pixels. And Killzone. Those are pretty sweet games. Now for the downfalls of the PlayStation 4 as I see them. The PlayStation Plus is a new multiplayer network, and it's going to be taking some time to get used to and to refine, so it's not going to be great right out of the box. I don't like the PlayStation 4's controller, and another thing is that Gaikai is not available at launch, which I think is not a really, really, really good thing. If you have a really cool cloud streaming service for the PlayStation 4, you should kind of try and release that at start. Plus, you have to pay an additional fee for Gaikai, I believe. So if you do that, you're going to have to pay the $50 for the PlayStation Plus multiplayer. And then if you want the instant game collection of games from the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, you're going to have to pay for Gaikai as well, which I don't think is that great, honestly. Before, I just want to add one more thing. There's the Xbox game called Project Spark, which looks really cool. It's kind of an innovative, almost Minecraft-y open world kind of game where you can build your environment and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty sweet. I just forgot to mention it before, and I wanted to add it on now. So yeah, that's kind of it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I might get the PlayStation 4, might get the Xbox One. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I got to wait till more information is released. If you liked the video, if it helped you out, I'm glad. So thank you guys for watching. So far, the PlayStation 4 is looking more appealing. The Xbox One, I kind of feel betrayed almost with the whole TV functionality, but it's just kind of a petty grudge I have against them right now. But yeah, I'll be making more videos eventually. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.